Yo, YouTube. Man, I'm on day 20, no food. All I had was like a little bit of water, and I'm out here walking, man. I'm out here walking. I mean, I'm not walking for long. I'll probably do like a mile or two, but I'm out here doing some exercise with like this much water in me. And I'm also doing that parasite cleanse. The parasite cleanse is, next video, I'll give you guys the brand name of it. It's legit. It makes you go to the bathroom, though. I'll let you guys know that right now. It's going to make you go. Man, you know what I think it is? This is a little rant before I get into today's title of the video. Man, you know what's so funny is that all these big YouTubers who do all the knowledge that I've been doing and shit like that, saying the same thing I've been saying for years, except I'm actual proof of it. You know what people get caught up in? They get caught up in that editing and the way it's presented. They don't, like, bro, I could listen to some random dude off the street and be like, and not judge the presentation. That's all people care about, is the presentation of things. They don't really care for the message, for real. It's a shame. And then and if that's all you care about is the glitz and glamour, then you don't really want it. And that dude represents that part of you too, right? Like that person that you're watching that is all glitz and glam and the editing and the way it's presented and stuff, that represents a part of you that you kind of see the fakeness in him too. You know what I'm saying? Like when you watch, like some of my videos, they pop off, they'll get 300 some views, right? They'll get 300 views. And it's like the real deal people who are dealing with what I'm talking about, they're like, oh, this dude's really for real right now. There's other dudes who get on and they'll get mad. I got comments like they're mad at me, like, oh, this dude, he frantic. I remember the one comments were like, he's frantic and he's crazy. And I'm like, man, it's crazy that people don't feel that sense of urgency in their own life. That they see somebody with a sense of urgency in their life and they're going to call them crazy. That's where we're at. Imagine not having a sense of urgency in your own life. And I think it was all over, I think, smoking weed, too. Because he didn't want to give up the weed. Ain't that crazy? But all right, today's title of the video is Domestication. And I just want to talk about how, like, man, you know what every single day looks like, no matter what. You know, you're going to wake up. Things might change a little, right? Like, the problems at work might change. But then that problem at work is done and resolved, and then you go on about your day. You might do something different for your morning routine. Maybe you do a breakfast, maybe you do a coffee. But for the most part, you know, life, your days are coasting. Excuse me, I hiccup. Look, I got all gassy all of a sudden. And look, this is real deal. Those other YouTubers, they would have edited out. Oh no, I was burping in the video. No, my real ass gonna keep that shit in. That low acid in my stomach or whatever caused me to hiccup. But you know, for the most part, you know that once you get through the 5-day week, you know, you're about to do something the weekend. But then even then, you kind of potentially already know what you're doing. Because think about it, it's so easy. That week is so easy that your mind's already to planning what your weekend's going to look like before it even happens. Because the days are so easy, right? Everything is just autopilot mode, right? And that leads to the domestication of women and men, right? I think it's not a coincidence that the people who like this lifestyle are the most neurotic, right? They need everything. Like, the people who like that lifestyle, they also go, so this is how it works. They think they like that lifestyle. But what actually happens is they feel so trapped in by that lifestyle, they trap themselves in it even more, right? So they're super OCD about things, right? They're overtly planner. Because you know why? It gives them something else to do. It's not because they actually like the lifestyle, but now they can overtly go and plan down to every last detail. They can clean every last nook and cranny of the house. They can make sure everything's planned out through their days. It's only just, they can meal prep for the whole week. And it's only because they hate this lifestyle so much and it's trapped them in. Well, they're so afraid to get out of that lifestyle, they trap themselves more. It's kind of how it works. I mean, that may not make like any sense, but it's true, right? Like, a heroin addict who wants to get clean, right? He wants to get clean. Or a food person, a person who's addicted to food. They want to get off the food. But when they're that feel trapped, they're just going to eat more or do more drugs. It's the same concept, right? So I say that because if we were in nature, nomadic the way we were supposed to be, right? Not doing too much. I'm not, well, obviously doing them a lot, but there's naturally in life, there's challenges if you were to live that way, right? If you were in nature, man, and we had to go, we got to go 10 miles to where we're going to go get some food 10 miles from now. Bro, we don't know what the land's going to look like. We don't know, oh man, a tree fell. We got to go around now. We got to walk 10 miles. Our body's going through some challenges. Every day is something. Oh, snap. We got to deal with these animals. Oh, we got to all come together and do this situation. People don't realize and thinking it like that. Like, naturally in life, there are challenges if you're in nature. Right? And that's how we get this disconnected society where we are, where we're kind of even afraid to even put ourselves through challenges, right? That comfortability strikes up, and then that's it. That's it. It's over for you. Once that, bro, that's why I was thinking about, Big Reed was talking about, like, you want to get domesticated, when you get older. And it's like, yeah, maybe when you're 70, maybe when you're 80, maybe. But I don't even know. Like, realistically, I don't know. How did they do it back in the day? And I'm talking about back in the day. Like, how did they do it? I don't know. But I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, you should be domesticated and have a partner that wants you to be domesticated as well. Because that's how you die as a man and die as a woman. I feel like that's how I was dying in my last relationship. Like, I'm like, man, I'm not really built for this domesticated lifestyle. I'm really not. I'm a nomad at heart. I'm a wanderer. Right? I'm a wanderer. I'm about that homestead life. Like, I'm looking at buying land, man. I don't care. I'm down for those challenges and putting myself through that, because this life is like, what are you doing? What fulfillment are you getting out of? And I think it's just people are so scared of that fear, right? Which drives them to be domesticated. And then with that domestication comes weird habits. That's why people are so neurotic. Just look at, people aren't normal, man. And I'm not gonna say I'm sitting here and I'm normal. But just like the way people act, behave, and everything is because we're so hyper, I want to say, yeah, domesticated, that the weird now is those weird, you always see those reels of like white people trying to do like crazy stuff, like yelling and dancing and all that shit. But it's like, and then they look crazy, but it's like, man, that was probably normal at one point. But we're so domesticated. This is what we got to do. That even an escape looks crazy. I don't know. I didn't have a long video for you guys. I just wanted to come on here and say, look what we got to do to overcome now. Look what we got to do. I mean, not everybody. I also don't want people to watch some of these videos, and if you have kids, or if you have, family in the same situation I do, I don't want you to feel like it's over. It's never over. But what you can do is, you can put yourself in the best situation possible so that when you die, your kids are set up so that if you come back through them, it's you're good, right? If I buy 40 acres of land, and then I come back and generations later, we own that property still. Well, that's what I did that, right? Y'all look at it like we're looking at everything separate, and that's the problem. And that's what I think that's also a stem of domestication, right? You're looking at everything separate individually, right? You're looking at everything individually. Like, there is just one. That's why when you get deep, you know how when you hit that level of consciousness, right? You know when you get that level of consciousness and you see a spider and you go, I don't even want to kill that spider. Something about it just make me feel like I shouldn't even kill it, or make me feel like I should just, because you recognize the consciousness in you is that, and then it's all one. So same breath, if your grandfather bought you this land, or y'all are living on, you did that. It's just the will being passed down, right? We out here, though. We out here. I feel like, because I think, you know what it is? It's just like, what spurs in these videos, too, is that like, yeah, what the hell is that? I'm 30, and now 30 is the new 20. They always be saying that. Now 30, you get money. But it's like, man, I wish like I said, my family was in such chaos and disarray that they didn't set nobody up, man. My mom was the first one to go to college and graduate. And not saying you need college or anything, but when you come from where, and that's the thing, I want to just say, you don't all need college. But it depends on the background you come from. Like, if you come from a background like I have, you know, drugs, violence, yeah, maybe college is the only way out. You know what I mean? But nobody was thinking about, like, they was thinking about sex. Like, thinking, like, bro, you really are out here working for another man, looking for another place to live because your family didn't help you out. Shouldn't you just be working for your family, living in a house that they provided? Like, that should be the number one priority before anything. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I get my land. I'm going to make sure I get homes. And I'm going to make sure I get my kids set up, and then get a woman who's on that same page, and then we move out. Right? All right. I'll talk to y'all. Hopefully it's a little inspiration on a Saturday morning. It's day 20. Something light.